Oh boy.
Do we have quite a bit to talk about today? We have a lot to talk about today because, and I don't go live after games very frequently, but today I kind of have to. The New York Yankees were shut out in 3 straight games. 3 straight games. And to be honest with you, it's just not remotely acceptable. It's not remotely acceptable. There are things that are acceptable that are slumps, right? Sometimes you're not hitting. Sometimes you're not pitching. Those things happen. And as I've detailed in my article this morning, as I've detailed multiple times on Fireside Yankees, you're going to have a bad week. You're going to have a good week. You're going to have a terrible week. You're going to have an amazing week. And over the course of a 162-game season, you have to be able to stomach those. Because if you don't stomach those, you're in a bad spot. You just are. But you look at the Yankees. These are the things that bother me. Friday, Anthony Volpe steals third. Lefty at the plate. Good throwing catcher behind third. You're wagering an out for the increased probability of a run. That is a ballsy thing to try and do. But they did try and do it. It failed, and that happens. Okay. Think it's dumb. Didn't think it made sense at the time. But I think you can understand how it happened. And you look at the replay. He stumbled. Happens. Saturday. Jason doesn't know how many outs there are. Or doesn't know how many strikes there are. He thinks it's strike 3. Thrown out at second. Runners in scoring position opportunity. Go ahead, run at the plate. Go ahead, run at the plate. Thrown out. Rivalry series, by the way. Series against the Boston Red Sox, by the way. Not just a throwaway game. Sunday. Ben Rice trying to steal third base, according to Boone, gets thrown out at second. Run in scoring position. Go ahead, run at the plate. Monday. Can't get a bunt down with a runner on second and no one out. Can't do it not just once. Can't do it twice. Can't score a runner from second with no one out 3 times in a row. Today was just lifeless. There was no luck involved. There was no, that ball didn't go our way for the offense. For the pitching, yeah, Will Warren can say, damn, I got a bad break. He got some bad breaks. Because DJ LeMahieu has to play second base, and Jazz Chisholm, for some reason, has to play third base. Can't be the inverse. Can't try the inverse. That's what the Yankees are telling you. Cannot afford to try the inverse. Doesn't make much sense to me, but again, can't try the inverse. Can't even attempt it. Out of nowhere. So, because, and for people who are going to sit here and say, hey, they like Jazz at third. No, they don't. Because when given the opportunity this offseason to get a second baseman, they said, no. We want a third baseman. We don't want to play Jazz Chisholm at third. We want to play him at second. They let a guy go for $12 million to the Detroit Tigers, who have the best record in the American League right now. They let him go to the Detroit Tigers. He's having a pretty good year. I don't know if you guys noticed. 129 WRC plus, 1.6 WAR, despite playing through some injuries, having some IL stints. Yeah, that guy was let go for $12 million, so you can play Jazz at second base. Improve the defense. Then to just move Jazz to third base and DJ to second base, where you then weaken your infield defense. And then today, it's just, terrible at bats, awful at bats, unacceptable at bats. See, it's the little things sometimes. It's little things. It's being locked in. It's saying, hey, for 162 games, which he can't be locked in for 162. But we know when we have to dial up the intensity. We know that we need to bring our A game. Hey, we just lost 3 in a row. We got swept in Fenway. We need to bring some level of intensity. Hey, we are playing in Fenway. There needs to be a level of intensity. Not seeing it. And you can sit here and tell me, hey, you don't know the effort level, which I do make that argument a lot, and you don't know the effort level of a baseball team. But I hope that that's not their best effort. I'm kind of hoping, because if that's their best effort, that's concerning, right? That's worrisome. If you can't score for 29 innings and that's your best effort, I really hope, hey, we're just not dialed in right now. A couple guys are a little banged up or something. I kind of hope that's what I'm going to hear in this post game. I hope what I don't hear is that everyone's trying hard and everyone's doing it, because that's a little worrisome, right? If you're trying your best and You're still making little league mistakes. I got to tell you, I don't often rail a team for not doing little things because I oftentimes think that that's just a little much, right? But this team doesn't really do the little things right. They don't bunt. They don't know how to bunt. Not that they don't bunt. They don't know how to. See, I actually think bunting in most cases is overplayed. Hey, this guy should bunt here. Dial it down. Second inning. Not really. You shouldn't have to. Shouldn't give away an out in like the second or the third. But they couldn't get a bunt down in the ninth. Runner on second, no one out. Like a situation in which moving the runner over the third and sacrificing an out to do so is advantageous. It might win you a baseball game. And you can say, well, Ryan, you can still not score the run in that scenario. And that is true. But if you do it twice, if you have it happen to you twice where you move the runner to the third and you have one out and you do it twice, you're likely going to score. Very likely you're going to score. And to not score, for the Yankees to not score in 29 innings, for the amount of traffic they've had on the bases, is, a statistical anomaly. It's impossible. It's not possible. It requires not being able to, again, perform in situations in which that one run is unbelievably valuable. When the value of one run is extremely high in a game, the Yankees don't hit. Let me give you some examples here, folks. The Yankees have played terribly in extra innings. And I think that reflects in how they play in these kinds of games. I think it does. Because they don't have a go-to strategy to go on and be able to just, hey, get that run across. How do we get that run across? What is our go-to game plan? What is our game plan for guaranteeing that run's going to get across or making sure we put our best effort forward to advance that runner 180 feet? What is our game plan for that? Because you know that major league hitters sacrifice contact for power, and that if major league hitters wanted to, they could probably put the ball in play and force the ball in play if they absolutely needed to. Not saying at a 100% clip, but probably at around a 90% clip, they could make contact on a pitch in zone if they were specifically up there to make contact. You need to value the one run more in games where that run is the winning run, or is a run that puts you in the lead, or is a run that is vital for your chances of winning that baseball game. Even scoring in the top half of extra innings, just one run, at least gives you the cushion that if in the bottom half of the inning you give up a run, you'll be fine. Because in that bottom half of the inning, if you give up the run, fine, you just get another crack at it. You give your bats and your offense another chance, and you push that bullpen, the opposing bullpen, to use another arm or have you see that arm for a second time. The Yankees don't play enough. They do not know how to score that one run. They don't. And it's not just the New York Yankees can't score that run in extra innings thing, which I thought was the original, like, hey, they just can't score that run in extra innings. But that type of baseball is to play in the postseason, so it doesn't matter. They can't score that run, period. They can't score that run. If it's a tie game and there's a runner on second, they don't perform in those situations. Now there are a couple of things I will acknowledge here. That could be luck. That could be baseball variance. I'm fully acknowledging, I'm just checking my internet, that's possible. Because I think that people underplay that, yes, baseball's a high variance sport. But I also don't think it's variance. The Yankees have a 57 WRC plus in high leverage. That's their worst weighted runs created plus ever in high leverage since Fangraphs started recording leverage stats. Like, what is a high leverage situation? What's low leverage? Ever in Yankee history. No team comes close. No team's within 20 WRC plus points of this 2025 Yankees team. Now, I'm going to give you guys a situation here. Go ahead, run on base. Runner on second. So the go ahead runner's on second. And there's no one out. Not two outs, because two outs isn't fair. Let's just go in general, honestly. Let's see how the Yankees perform. I actually don't know the answer to this. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I would love to see what this number is. I'm going to pull it up for you guys right now. And we should maybe share my screen. That has that Giants thing on the back. I apologize. It's terrible quality on my end. Don't want a background. Yep, no, I know I'm going with my background. All right. I'm going to share my screen here. Present. Share screen. Yep. Here, you guys should be able to see this now. Okay, New York Yankees. Where are we? Where are the Bombers? Here we are. Okay. The New York Yankees, with the go-ahead run at second, Not looking at the outscored, not looking at the outs recorded. So just runner on second, it's the go-ahead run. What about if it's the tying run? I want to know if it's also the tying run in those situations as well. No. Oh, I just pressed exit page. My bad. Share my screen again. Runner on second, go ahead run, or tying run on base. We're going to put both. The New York Yankees have this is incredible. The Yankees are slugging 288, the third worst slugging percentage, with the tying run or go-ahead run at second this season. What about if the tying run, go-ahead run is on base, and it's just runners on base? Let's just put runners on base. Runners on base. Okay. Now they get better. You see, it seems to maybe just be a runner in scoring second base thing. Very abnormal because they have a very high slugging percentage and a pretty good weighted on base average in those situations. But it's very interesting. The runner on second, no one out. Like, they just don't score that guy. It's very weird. Again, that's not predictive. It's not. There's predictive and there's not predictive things. That's not a predictive stat. So I'm not saying that that's going to continue to be the case. In fact, maybe that indicates that, hey, it'll turn. And they'll do better in the second half of the season at that. But I have to say, it's very sickening to see them not perform in those situations. And it's very sickening to know that this offense is incapable of getting that run across. Because it's an important run to score, and it's costing them baseball games. They should have won one of those 3 games over the weekend. They should have won yesterday. I get it. Yet today you just didn't have it. You had a really bad day at the plate, but you're facing Kyle freaking Hendricks, man. And that's where this team needs to show some level of balls. And that's where, you know what? I'm gonna second something that was said by Joel Sherman of the New York Post. The Yankees need Aaron Judge to lead them out of a slump. And he has been terrible trying to lead them out of this slump. That's where you need the captain of the team to lead a team out of the slump. I'm not going to lie. That has to be what you expect from your captain. I know that people are going to say, well, you can't blame, and you shouldn't single out just Aaron Judge. Everyone, top down, has been terrible in this offense, besides Giancarlo Stanton for them, basically. It's basically been just Stan's the only one who's been kind of hidden. Everyone else, every other player on the New York Yankees should be sitting back and saying, what are we doing? How is this acceptable? How is this okay? I'm not concerned about this offense long-term, but I am concerned about the fact that when faced with adversity, when this team starts losing, they lose in bunches. They don't just lose a couple of games and then get back on track. They're incapable of doing that, it seems, in the recent few years. When they lose in bunches. They lose in bunches. Can't understand that one. Can't really understand it. It's very frustrating. It's very frustrating to watch a team knowing that their division's heating up, not be able to put the ball in play and do anything with a runner on second and no one out. It's pathetic. To see what they pulled off in Boston, honestly, was sickening. It was sickening. Sickening. To see them not be able to get a job done. One game in Boston. Couldn't take one. Let their season get back on track. That's the kind of stuff where, yeah, I do get frustrated. And where the fan kind of bleeds a little. The fan bleeds a little in me. Because there's the analyst in me. There's the, okay, realistically, big picture, they should be able to get back on track. But small picture, fan in me, that's weak. It comes off as weak. You see, let me let you know something real quick. See, fear is a real part of competition. The element of fear plays a huge role in how you are perceived in competition. And the Yankees should not be perceived as a team that strikes fear. And I don't think they are. Do you think the Boston Red Sox fears the Bronx? They don't. They don't. They don't have any fear of the Bronx. Do you think the Tampa Bay Rays fears playing at Yankee Stadium? They don't. Do you think any team in the division is genuinely scared of playing the New York Yankees? That they feel more tense playing the Yankees? I don't believe so. I just don't believe that. I don't believe that to be the case. I don't. That is an important thing to not have. That is an important thing to have. You need to have that. If you're trying to win a World Series, you need that. You need that. You desperately need that. That's what you need. That is something that the fan in me says. Again, the analyst in me says, brush it off. Brush it off. Tomorrow you wake up. Hopefully the Rays lose. They were losing when I last checked. Hopefully they lose. And then you say, division lead's the same as it was this morning. Brush it off. Go win a baseball game tomorrow. But that's not what this team has showed they're going to do, which is wake up and go, all right, snap out of it. Let's go. We're the New York Yankees. Let's lock in. We play smooth, fundamental baseball. I don't feel that way about this team. I don't. That's the fan in me, not the analyst. That's the fan. It's the fan. It's the emotion in you, right? And I relate to the fan who feels that way because that was pathetic. There should be so much shame bleeding through that locker room for even feeling as if that can ever happen to your team, that you as a contender can ever let that happen. Could ever let that happen. Ever. You go 29 runs without scoring. There should be such a high level of shame. And this is disgusting in the plural. And I'm glad this was mentioned, actually. I know I haven't gone to the chat much, and I will. I'm so glad this was brought up because, yeah, that's soft, man. That's soft, man. Grisham's lobbing in throws. Dominguez doesn't know how many strikes there are. Yeah, that's soft, man. Got to be dialed in for these games, dude. Dialed in. When you play, if you play in the postseason, which, again, I believe the New York Yankees will, AL's very bad. If you're 2 games above 500, you probably have a playoff spot. Going to take a very sharp collapse to miss this postseason. One I hopefully don't believe is going to happen. But, man, do you think any team in the AL playoff picture is like, ooh, the big bad Yankees, don't want to play them? It's like, not the Dodgers, not the Mets. That's how teams are going to view the Yankees. They're not the Dodgers, they're not the Mets. They're not the Dodgers, they're not the Mets. That's how they're going to be viewed. They're not that team. They're not the team. And every single year, they're not the team. That is something that you do have to look at. Hey, Aaron Judge, lead us out of a slump here. What are you doing striking out 2 times, 0 for 3 against Kyle Hendricks? When your team just lost 4 straight, captain of New York Yankees, superstar player, best player in the damn team, best player in the damn world. Yeah, the bar is that high for me. Bar is there. Bar is, yeah, when that kind of game happens, when you lose 4 straight and Kyle Hendricks on the mound, yeah, you need to hit a bomb. You need a ball 500 feet. You just do. It's best player on the team stuff. That's best player in the world stuff. That's I'm the most feared hitter on the planet stuff. Right? That's what they do. You see, when talk about generationally great players, talk about like LeBron James, Michael Jordan. I know Barry Bonds did not win anything in the postseason. Never did anything more than getting to a World Series. But he's an all-time great player. Babe Ruth. Guys like that. Let's talk about football, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, et cetera, et cetera. Fear. The element of fear plays a huge role in this. I need my captain, my best player, my guy who is having a peak comparable to the greatest athletes to ever walk the face of the earth. Need him to instill some fear, some real deal fear, like genuine fear. I need you've just lost 5 straight and you laid an egg yet today. You laid an egg the day before that. And you laid an egg the day before that. And you laid an egg the day before that one, too. I know people are going to say, well, why don't you include Friday? And I really don't understand why people can't just say a guy hitting a game-tying home run makes that not a bad game. You can strike out 7. He struck out 3 times. Who cares? He had a game-tying home run. That was a good game for him. It is what it is. That's just a fact. That's how the world works. And everyone else, some of these at-bats are just unacceptable. They just are. Team needs to step up, man. It's got to get better. It's got to get better than this. This is pathetic. Has to. And I don't want to see anyone in, and I saw this comment right here. And John, thank you for the comment, John. Trade for Suarez at third base, move Jazz second base. Don't want to see a comment of, oh, he hits to his average, his strikeout rate. He hits bombs. Fear. Again, we talk about the element of fear, folks, which is one of the human element things that I do think actually matters in baseball. You need to instill fear, Fear, fear into your opponent. That's something you have to do. You just do. You just do. You have to be able to do it, folks. Have to be. Have to be. If you're not able to do it, man, oh boy. Oh boy. And Suarez, man. Suarez would just, I mean, I want to talk about fear, man. Eugenio Suarez is fear personified. You want to talk about a guy who just drops bombs? That's him. You want to talk about a guy who's just going to make an opposing pitcher soil themselves? That's him. It's bombs, dude. Bombs. So, yeah, I want him. And, yeah, I want the Yankees to go out and get him. And, yeah, I want the New York Yankees to make sure that when they look at their deadline acquisitions, that offense is a part of it. Because why not? Why not? LeMahieu's been terrible as of late. And again, Jazz needs to play second base. And I'm going to say this now. Someone's got to do something to make me feel like DJ should keep being the second baseman. He's got to earn it. I don't understand why the New York Yankees made such a big fuss in the offseason about, well, we want Jazz at second. He looks good at second. Oh, man, he's best at second. And then not play the guy at second. Play DJ at second. Just doesn't make an iota of sense. Sounds like they just didn't prepare themselves properly in the infield. And again, let a guy walk for $12 million would boost this offense and play at second base. But that's on them. They did it because they just didn't want the guy back. They did nothing. That's on them. But again, look, big picture analyst in me got some stuff off my chest. They should be able to hit. Should be able to hit. Should be able to be fine. That's what they should be able to do. We'll see if that comes to pass. They better win tomorrow. I thought today was as close to a must win that isn't a must win. Tomorrow's an absolute. You lose tomorrow, start fucking canceling the season. That type of stuff. No, I'm joking. You lose tomorrow, it's embarrassing though. Like you lose tomorrow and like holy shit, right? Today sucked. Last 5 days have sucked. They got a hit. They better score like 5 runs tomorrow. I need like 5 runs in the first like 5 innings. They need to explode offensively. And I need Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge has to step up and hit tomorrow. He better hit a home run. Better. Captain, hit a home 550 fucking feet to left field. Hit a goddamn bomb, dude. Offense needs to step up. Everyone needs to step up. I hope they have a doors locked players meeting or something. Wake the fuck up type stuff. Have an early hitters meeting. Have an early hitters meeting and fucking talk about it. Talk it out. I don't know what they need. But that group, embarrassing. And it's not even just on offense. It's in every facet of the game. That's what pisses me off about the position players. The pitchers are absolved from everything. Guys, let me say this right now. This is every little thing I just said is just about the position players right now. Pitching staff should I mean, they're the reason why they're not getting blown out. The pitching staff's been awesome. Pitched their tail off. It pitched their tail off. This pitching staff's been awesome since they lost Carlos Carrasco. Letting go of Carlos Carrasco and putting Marcus Stroman on the IL is like the best thing that's ever happened to the pitching staff. They've been insane since then. Unbelievable. The rotation, unbelievable. The Yankees starting rotation this year, no Garrett Cole, is tied for second in Fangraphs WAR. No Garrett Cole. 6th in ERA. Strikeout rate, 3rd. Strikeout to walk rate, 5th. This group is special. That group's unreal. They need another arm. Don't get me wrong. I think you could use another arm just because I don't know if Luis Seal's going to come back and be much. But that group rocks, man. That group rocks. Bullpen needs some help, but, it's just not having Luke Weaver. That's honestly, you could just diagnose as not having Luke Weaver. So, yeah. With that being said, though, there's a lot to talk about. I'm going to talk about a lot more soon. Talk about it tomorrow. Hit a little conversation. Take a little night off. Enjoy anything you got going on, guys. Anything you got going on. Anything else. You want to enjoy your night? Do anything else. Please. Anything else with your lives. Anything else. Turn off your computers. I'm going to wrap this stream up. Turn off your computer. Maybe turn it on and play some video games. Maybe run into Sam on Marvel Rivals. He'll cook you if you run into a Magneto on Marvel Rivals. He's gonna kill you. So, yeah. Anywho, I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll record tomorrow, have a little conversation. You have a prospect report that I owe you guys tomorrow morning, so I'm going to get that to you guys. I apologize that was delayed, but I will get it to you tomorrow morning. And we'll talk about we'll keep talking. We'll keep talking. Maybe I'll just keep doing more of these. Maybe I just need some therapy sessions on the public internet. That might be it. Yeah. I'll see you guys the next one. Please do anything else of your night. Have a beer. I mean, I can't drink, but like if you can, have a beer, take a walk. Have a cigarette. Don't smoke cigarettes. Actually, it's bad for you. And also don't drink. I guess that's also bad for you. Have do something. I don't know. Do something fun. I don't know. Yeah. Do something fun. I'll see you guys. Have a great rest of your night. Let's go Yankees. It's Fireside Yankees. Peace. Can't press the end stream button. Can't do it.
Perfect.